Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Maulana Magdum. You can call me Magdum. Okay, now I want to tell you about my storytelling. Okay, uh, Pinocchio. Once upon a time in Italy, there was an old and carpenter named Geppetto. He was lonely, so he planned to craft a boy-set puppet and named Pinocchio. I wish you were a little boy, said said legendly. One night, a blue fairy who heard Geppetto's word granted his wishes. She sprinkled some magic powder on the puppet and brought Pinocchio to life. The fairy the sprinkle told him, "Now you've become a living puppet, but if you want to be a real boy, you have to and make your father Geppetto proud of you." And Geppetto was so happy and make uh, your father his puppet no love, no live. He loved Pinocchio with all of his heart. He bought some books and sent Pinocchio to school so that he would grow to be a clever boy. But Pinocchio was disobedient. He used to skip school and play with his friend all day. When Geppetto found out his naughtiness, he was so angry. "Did you miss school all time?" he asked. Pinocchio didn't tell the truth. No, no, father. I always study in school every day. He left instantly. His wooden nose began to grow long. "Are you telling me a lie?" Geppetto asked and with puzzled tone. "No, father, I'm telling the truth." He wrapped his nose with getting longer. Every time Pinocchio talked a lie, his nose was getting longer and longer. Geppetto had to ask his friend the woodpecker to peck Pinocchio's nose to its initial zest. Every time he did a bad thing and naughtiness, Pinocchio used to give his word that he would be a good boy next time.
Good.
And a little while, Pinocchio forgot all his promise. School isn't fun at all, and it's so boring. I don't want to study anymore. I want to have some great adventures, he said. He talked so Pinocchio decided to leave home and join the circus. However, Pinocchio soon realized that life in circus wasn't fun at all. The poor Pinocchio must work all day, and since he had stopped going to school, his earth now had become too legendary. Earth, Pinocchio immediately leaving home and missed his father terribly. Then one day he heard terrible news as Geppetto had been looking for him, and now he had been swallowed up the giant whale. Instantly, Pinocchio ran away from the circus and set off to rescue his father. Him and swallowed him up as well. Inside of his belly, Pinocchio saw his father. "Father, it's me, Pinocchio," he shouted. They were so happy to see each other. "I've got an idea to get off here," said Pinocchio. Then He began tackling the giant whale's stomach and soon and opened mouth and was going after big snakes. Pinocchio and Geppetto made their way to get out of whale. At the end, Pinocchio and Geppetto got home safely. The blue fairy was so happy. With Pinocchio T-Rex as a gift, she magically turned Pinocchio into a real flesh and a big boy. Since that day, Pinocchio always kept his promise and never missed school again, and they both lived happily even after. He used to skip school and play with the did you miss the school all the time? He asked. He was so angry. Pinocchio didn't tell the truth. No, father, I was studying school every day. He lied instantly. His mood from the father and nose began to grow long. Are you telling me? Only Geppetto said, asked with an puzzled form. No, father, I'm telling the truth. Did you miss? Uh, he replied, and his nose was getting longer. And Pinocchio thought only nose was getting longer and longer. And one night, uh, Pinocchio was shopping to ask his friend, the woodpecker, to pack getting longer. And Pinocchio used to its initial zest every time. He did a bad thing and now thanks. Pinocchio used to give his word that while every good boy was and getting longer and be a good boy next time. Pinocchio forgot all his promise. School isn't more fun, although it's so boring. Then one day he actually knows that Geppetto is even looking for him, and now they slowed and up the giant wine. Instinctually, Pinocchio ran away from the circus and set off the rescue his father. Eventually, Pinocchio could find the giant whale. However, as soon the whale saw is it swallowed him to seat each other. And it's a good idea to get up here, said Pinocchio to the father. Then he began tackling the giant whale's stomach and soon a mouth is going to blow to give big and sneeze. Pinocchio and Geppetto met the whale to get out the well. And then Pinocchio and Geppetto and as a gift she magically turned Pinocchio in the real flesh and blood boy. Since that Pinocchio always kept his promise and never missed school again, and they both lived happily ever after. And he heard terrible the news that Geppetto had been losing and school. His earth now had become to lunch donkey earth. Pinocchio registered and leaving home and missed his father terribly. And school isn't fun although it's so boring and I don't want to study anymore. I want to have some great adventures. He talks of Pinocchio and at the and at the end Pinocchio and Geppetto got home safely. The blue fairy was so happy with Pinocchio choice, and they both lived happily ever after. Okay, I think enough for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.